Yeah.
So there's supposed to be a plate of French fries here.
That's right.
Ketchup and everything, but we couldn't get it.
Hey,
But
it's all good.
I've actually asked you to try one.
I would have loved to try it. I love French fries.
With how much salt?
I'm quite on the high salt.
On the high salt side,
yeah.
Oh, we're live? We're live.
Sure.
Oh, we're live. All right. Let's go. All right, Africa and beyond, you are welcome to the latest and greatest tech show, Fintech and French Fries. You know, the gentleman that is with us today, our special guest, he's a history maker, all right? Not only is he the first Nigerian to go to the UK to a TED Talk and command that the audience close their eyes, and you're going to see it. He's also a history maker. Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that TED Talk. Also a history maker in that he is the first ever guest on Fintech and French Fries. Mr. Kola Aina, welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. All right, now you're going to have to help me here.
Sure.
You are the founder of Ventures platform.
Yes, started that crazy adventure 3.5 years ago. It's been such a joy.
Been a joy, yeah. And you guys, if help me out, you make dreams come true.
Yes,
right.
We try to.
You try to, right? So say I wanted to marry Rihanna. I come to Ventures platform. I have a business plan. And I say, guys, help me out, make this out. What do you guys do? Help me out.
Not quite in our theory of change or sort of in our strategy, but we'll try our best.
Okay.
We get all sorts of pitches, but I like the Ventures platform. Essentially, we're a platform that's looking to sort of support entrepreneurs and innovators across the continent. Because we believe very firmly that entrepreneurs are the best shots at sort of building a better future for the continent.
Right.
And so we started that journey, 3 years ago. Today, the organization has evolved into 3 entities that are very complementary. So
in just 3 years?
In 3 years.
Wow.
3 years, 3 entities, and it was all sort of part because we were very open to sort of learning and experimenting and figuring out the best ways to sort of solve the challenge we started with. So today we've got a micro VC fund that's focused on doing early stage investments, and we're invested across 32 companies now, 30 or so, about 32 companies, yes, right now. We also have a not-for-profit entity called Ventures Platform Foundation that's doing a lot of work in capacity building and advocacy and policy, sort of creating the environment to enable the kinds of people we want to invest in ultimately. And we also have a co-working business that's building physical communities for entrepreneurs and innovators. So,
excellent stuff. Yeah. All right, now you guys made the news a few days ago. Yeah?
We did make the news, yes.
And since you are here, it's fantastic. You helped clear the air. Yeah. There was a press release I read. There was like a management shakeup. But there's been all types of speculations as to what's going on with the company. If you're still the founder, if you're moving on. So help us out. Clear it up.
Well, being a founder is a historical fact.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't evolve. But essentially what happened was the outcome of a very deliberate process of succession planning that we had been doing right from the beginning. So like I said, when we started off, it was a very simple idea. How can we crowd in finance, capital, and all the support systems that companies would need to scale? But we got sort of pulled into sort of doing more capacity building work, doing more advocacy work around the policy side, and when you realize that there's really no place to fit that in the P&L of a classic sort of investment entity, we then thought it was best to spin off those activities, into a foundation and then a co-working business.
Okay.
And so from the point when we took that decision and created sort of those 2 entities, we immediately set in motion a succession plan. So we knew because I knew it wasn't going to be sustainable to sort of try to do everything as well from an effectiveness standpoint. And so the announcement we made a couple of days ago is essentially the result of about 2.5 years of work, and I'm so proud that within the organization we've been able to sort of build leaders that today we now have Memsha Kobia, who's our new executive director at the foundation, who's going to be scaling up all that work we're doing across the country and across the continent to basically enable more young Africans participate in building the future of the continent through enterprise and innovation. And we also have an exceptional lady in Kichi who's now the CEO of our co-working business.
I read that,
and I'm just going to focus my efforts around
the overseer.
Well, on the one side, providing support, but more importantly, leading the fund as the managing partner of the fund, looking to scale and investments and support more, partner with more entrepreneurs that are building scalable companies.
Excellent. Hey, so you heard it here first, all right? He's cleared it up. That's what it was. So, succession plans.
So I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're still there.
This was about being more effective and enabling new leaders to emerge.
The digital banks versus the brick and mortar bank. So I'm so sure we'll put this up on the screen. There's a bank out there. I think is it Kudi Money or Kuda Bank or so?
Kuda Bank. They just rebranded to Kuda Bank, I think.
So it's the same company. Became Kuda Bank.
Yeah.
So the message is we're the bank of the free, which makes you want to do the Black Power salute, right? Yeah. They also mentioned the fact that a lot of banks are choking you with charges, and we're not that kind of bank. So fully digital.
Yeah.
Are the digital banks pushing brick and mortar banks into a corner? How do you see the space?
I think that that's a yes, clearly. Yeah. I mean, for years, I think the traditional brick and mortar banks really didn't quite see the fintechs as a threat or as something to worry about. But I think everyone's sort of getting the memo that this is real, it's happening. But it's not just the fintechs, right? I mean, MTN recently has started making their own moves. They just got a super agent license. The PSB is on the way. That's going to change the landscape significantly. But there's also regulatory pressure. I mean, the central bank just issued a circular, enforcing a 60% loan to deposit ratio for commercial banks. So I think that there are a legion of forces that the commercial brick and mortar banks have to respond to, and I think that the smart thing to do is to really have a very deliberate strategy of, first of all, how you sort of collaborate and partner with the fintechs as opposed to trying to be combative, but also how you start to build a digital future for your organization. It's a tough pill to swallow because if you look at the balance sheet of these organizations, there's quite a bit of assets, physical assets that you have to sweat. And
the branches and so on,
with the branch network, and so there's a lot of unlearning, there's a lot of reshaping that they have to do. And to some extent, there are certain political and even regulatory pressures that will slow them from doing that. And so it'll be really interesting to see how they sort of respond. I love I think the bank you're referring to is Providus, for instance. They're really working with lots of fintechs. Cowrywise, a portfolio company of, Piggy Bank rather, a portfolio company of ours, and Cowrywise recently just announced Nuban Numbers, all powered by a partnership between Team Apps and Providus Bank, and I think
so they're working together, like you mentioned.
Really smart way to sort of build out your channel business. But as that sort of banner sort of describes, they're also sort of also innovating internally as an organization, and that takes sort of a different mindset to achieve. I'm not sure that all the brick and mortar banks are going to be able to record the same level of success as a Providus, seems to be. It's too early to tell or to call, but I'm really encouraged by sort of what I see them doing, and I think that ultimately consumers win with all
more
this,
choices,
more choices, more efficient services, lower cost. Even though the whole business model of free transactions is a little sketchy, because there's a cost to delivering the service, and we've seen some folks that have offered free transfers move away to say, look, we're no longer
Carbon,
I think Carbon
the announcement they made,
so it's nice as a way to sort of build out your customer base, but in the long term, it doesn't quite shape up as well. So look, ultimately, consumers win, which is sort of what we're all rooting for. And so I think the next 6 to 12 months are going to be super interesting. With MTN coming on stream, and sort of all the fintechs. The Kuda Bank as well, quite bold. I wonder what regulatory cover they have to come out there boldly, but I love it.
We'll see in due time.
It's interesting times.
We'll have to leave it there, all right? But Mr. Kola Aina of Ventures Platform, we appreciate you coming.
Thanks for having me.
Fintech and French. In fact, next time you come, we're going to have the French fries.
We better have French fries.
We're going to have it right here, folks. Listen, keep up with all issues going on in the tech space. Follow us at BUS Insider SSA on Twitter, Business Insider SSA on Instagram, and Kola, you're on Twitter as well, right?
I am on Twitter, Kola_Aina. Aina.
Yeah, and what about Ventures platform?
Ventures platform is on Twitter, VP Fund,
Yeah.
VP_Fund.
Yeah.
Check us out. Would love to talk to you if you're building something exciting, market creating, and interesting.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep it locked. We'll see you guys next time.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me. Yeah. Nice.
Good stuff, man.
How many minutes?